So back to what I was saying. What I was saying.
If you're an entrepreneur and you want to get into a great business, not a good business, and get papered up, get into the music business, the record business.
What's up, friends, family, and fans? I always say it is I, or I always say it's your boy.
Let me reintroduce myself. My name is...
No,
Just stick with it.
it is I, Stone Stafford, and I am rocking with the best.
I'm Johnny Vaughn. Hi. How are
Yeah,
you?
we trying to flip it up, man. Give y'all some flavor, but it's not working. Yo, anyway, welcome to Life on Podcast. This is where we listen and inspire friends
Everywhere.
And today we are going to answer that question: is the music industry really a good investment? So that's what we're going to talk about today. All right, so you heard Leora talking about now's the time to get into the music industry.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard it.
Leora got people, man, so just watch him
That's
out.
why I stopped myself. I do too. But
All right, yeah, so serious. So, I have mixed feelings on it.
no wars, Leo.
I have mixed feelings on it. What do you think?
I made my exodus from the industry 7-ish years ago.
I love when people get like put out. They call it an exodus. That's always
Well,
hilarious
no,
to me.
I'm fully open with it. Like, so I mean, so my
Just kidding.
backstory.
I know you weren't put out.
It's what it was. It's kind of what happened. I got to a point to where I realized I wasn't good enough and well connected enough to make it to that. I didn't have the sheer Rodney Jerkins level talent to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nor was I connected enough for people to say, "Yo, this is my boy. We finna put him on." Like, I was just kind of hanging. And we did some dope stuff. But I was just kind of hanging around. And at that point, I had a family, and people needed to eat. And
That'll
I
do it.
couldn't go 6 months without getting a check no more. You know, we had to get some of that every week money.
Right.
So it was. Would I have wanted to continue? Sure, but my life changed and my requirements changed, so I couldn't do it. But even at that time, money was changing. Like how you got paid was changing. The streaming thing was massive, and the whole wars for, how you get points, was points even a thing anymore? Like all of that stuff was a thing, and I couldn't see myself getting caught up in the if I'm still gonna make it, or is there any money left in this thing? And then the friends of mine who stayed, some of them got divorced because they decided to stay, and then other ones stayed broke for a real long time because you just couldn't make the money. So my thing is to know. I don't think the money is there unless you're at a certain level. We were talking to Kip off, and he was like, "Man, you got to get 1 million streams and make $1,500."
Right. Yeah.
Where streaming is where you generate a bunch of money. Now, I mean, obviously, you still got merch when you're touring and all of that stuff. If you're not stuck in a weird behind 360 deal where they take all that from you too. But I don't think there are enough avenues unless you're sinking a lot of stuff outside of the industry itself to make money.
This is a time for you to cobble together a little capital, because it's not expensive, and find stunning talent and putting them out in the marketplace. This is the moment in time. I've never seen a more fertile business environment as it is today. What better business that you can go tonight and record someone, ship it the next day all around the world at zero cost. No manufacturing costs, no shipping costs, no obsolescence, no inventory, no everything. Digital and inexpensive and very efficient. Remember, we used to make videos that cost us money to promote our songs? Now there's a YouTube. Now is the time. You may be too late if you keep waiting to get this paper. There's a lot of paper out here. And this is a great business.
The one part you kept hearing Leora harp on was how inexpensive it is.
Boy, he harped.
How easy and inexpensive it is. And I mean, yes, to the point, because we're not pressing records anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? We're not doing that kind of stuff. We're not packaging anymore. So, and they're not shipping really anymore. I mean, it's not totally gone, but nowhere near the amount that it used to be. So I get his point, and he has a valid point, and he has a true point. However, to say that now's the time to get in and because it almost sounds like, he literally said, go out there, find yourself an amazing, some stunning talent, and put them out. I mean, if there was ever an easier said than done phrase, it's that. I mean, so yeah, it doesn't cost as much to market as it used to. Okay, it doesn't cost as much to distribute as it used to. Thanks to technology, obviously everything's online, but it doesn't.
I venture to say artist development is more expensive now if you're actually trying to put out great talent than it was before.
How so? I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I'm just how so.
I'm saying how so now because it's so cheap to do everything else. Everyone has flooded the market because they think they can do it. So if you're going to put out something truly great, you have to go after the truly great.
And we're actually going to talk about that too. We're actually how do you stand out?
Yeah.
Right? How in the world do you stand out? So yeah, and that's a huge thing. So yeah, it might be less expensive, but the odds have increased exponentially.
Are no longer ever in your favor.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yo, go on and comment on the movie reference there. I might cash app you $5 or $10, and if you know me, I probably will. So that's the thing. So yeah, so when he's sitting there saying it's a great time to get in, you might be too late and all that kind of stuff. Look, I'm not going to call it a fugazi, but at the end of the day, it's a lot more than that, because that's actually the biggest thing. It's not about just having stunning talent. I come across stunning talent online all the time. And I look up and they got like 969 followers or 1,200 followers. And we know if people are following you, you need to go and look at 1% to 0.5% of that, of who are actually maybe even fans. If y'all don't know that metric, it's not a science, but more often than not, the numbers seem to turn out to be anywhere from 0.5% to 1% of your followers are actually fans. So I come across people with incredible talent. So just finding stunning talent isn't enough. Now let's define talent. Right? Because people think that just because you can sing, you're an artist. All right. And that's not true, because you have singers and you have artists, and not all great artists are great singers.
And you have performers. Don't forget that third part.
Well, I put performers with artists because it's an art form.
Well, that's true.
You know, it is an art. It's something that's cultivated. It's a skill. Okay. Now we're going to get into that. And I can't remember if we talked about it before. The difference between talent and the skill. Talent will get you there. Skill will keep you there. So there's a difference between being a really good singer and having great talent and being an artist. And the artists, they tend to stand out. Why? Because it's not just the singing or the rapping or the playing that you're drawn to, but you're drawn to them. Like their content sticks out. I don't care if they're freaking cooking in a kitchen. For some reason, you enjoy watching them cook. Their charisma, their character, their vibe, their energy, all of that stuff is entertaining. They're performers, right? It's things that draw you in. They engage you. All of that, to me, falls under the umbrella of artistry and being an artist. So right there is a clarification that needs to be made. So it is more than just finding a stunning talent. It's finding a stunning artist. Now, that's not to say that your talent can't be out of here and you not blow up. Let's look at a Rachelle Ferrell. Okay. Chances are you've heard her name. Chances are tons of you have not. One, because of the genre she tends to sing in. It's more adult contemporary jazz type of thing, right? But when you talk about someone who can almost literally do anything with their voice, and I am not exaggerating, I mean anything. The talent doesn't get any more stunning than Rachelle Ferrell. Now, there are other ones as talented. I don't think it gets more stunning than Rachelle Ferrell. But she's not some worldwide household. Yeah, she's international, of course, but your regular everyday Joe, right? Ask somebody, have you ever heard of Jay-Z? Chances are you're going to get a yeah. They could be a 60, 80-year-old white person. And they're like, oh, I've heard of Jay-Z. No, don't know a lick of his music, but they know Jay-Z, right? Yeah. So Rachelle Ferrell is not that. But vocally, I will put her up against anyone.
No question.
You know what I mean? So it's more than just the talent. And so I think it's a little bit misleading. And maybe Leor would have broken it down like this. Maybe where he was, he didn't have the time for it. But just putting it out there, and then he says, find it out, just put them out. I mean, just that process alone of putting out is crazy. Because you got the one thing we didn't have to deal with back then are algorithms, which change almost weekly. right?
Yeah.
Like on Instagram now, right? Photos don't do anywhere near what they used to do anymore. Now it's videos.
nothing.
But then it's the videos. Now you
Videos
gotta,
have to have text on them. This is all that is.
right. Then you got to have text on them. But then you got to find the right song. Because I found out the song. So when you pull the right songs on, then that'll give you, put you in front of the right people too. It's a ton of stuff. And if you don't know this stuff,
You
then
have no
just
chance.
strictly just going by the word of Leo, hey, find a
no
talent,
chance.
put them out. It's easy. It's less expensive. Blah, 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 blah. So
Terrible, Leroy.
I'm not going to do it, Leor. If I was going to do it, Leor, I would drop the F-bomb
Try to
every 2
cuss a little
seconds.
bit. I would. Okay, Leor, don't come after me. Don't send nobody. I don't want to see your.
Yeah, and this is no hate on Leor. This is
not.
all opinion.
I have so much respect.
And
for
Leor has been exponentially more successful in this game than I have,
Yeah.
and I have no problem saying that.
I mean, I do. I've studied him. I actually like him as a person. Even some people don't, but I mean, I do.
if you
Because of-
understand Leor and don't get offended,
Yeah,
by
then you
his
can- then you can like
brashness,
his-
it's actually funny.
His bluntness is it can leave something to be desired. But I listening to him talking and what you played, I hear an exit strategy behind that. Because and I'm just
No, because I have a theory that I'm going to introduce.
I'm gonna say
as
that
well.
I would not be surprised that within the next 18 to 24 months we hear that Leor is stepping away for good.
Okay.
I don't know what he has his hands in. I don't know what he's promoting behind the scenes, but to come out and push something to say this is the time for everybody to try to get a flood to come in. Usually when that happens, we're drawing the herd in so that we can slaughter you.
Okay.
And-
I wasn't going to use the word slaughter, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. We gonna leave somebody holding the bag. Somebody's gonna be left with the problems and the losses, and that someone is gonna be cutting out with the gains that come from whatever the massive flood that comes from this promotion. There's nothing about the industry right now to substantiate what Leor said in that clip. Nothing, absolutely nothing. That this-
Not in its simplicity, because that's the thing. His baseline is truth, but it is so not, like you said, it is so easier him saying it than
Yeah.
it is doing it. It's not funny.
I foresee this being a thing where, because Leo still commands a lot of respect, and there are going to be other people that are going to say what he's saying, and you are going to get a lot of people that jump back up, and we're going to get a lot of artists. And I don't know, was Leo one of the original architects of the 360 thing? I feel like he was a
I couldn't even speak to that. I don't know.
okay. I could be wrong, but
But don't forget too, he's also global head of music at YouTube.
yeah.
So I mean, it absolutely behooves him for you to get in the industry now and use the #1 platform
To promote your
for
stuff,
promotion.
to generate more content for. And I mean, I wasn't gonna be so much on the nose like with it like that, but I mean, that's what I absolutely see is that the gatekeepers and the people who actually hold the power don't call everybody to the table until they're ready to leave, and that's what I see this being.
Crumbs.
Yeah.
So here's my hypothesis.
What's your hypothesis?
Here's my hippopotamus. Is you tell everybody you can do it. It's for you. You have a chance. You're free now. Whatever it is you want. That's so the antithesis of what this is. But so you get out. So now you have all these people who listening. Leor done lit a fire under them. Like, oh, I can do it. I am a stunning talent. It isn't all that expensive anymore.
expensive.
This don't cat, he did it all on his phone. I can do that too. So you get out there, you do it, and let's say you get. I'm just playing with numbers here. There's no science behind this. You get 100,000 people who try. You get 1,000 of them that make some real serious noise. Like they're putting up numbers, right? I mean, if I was Leor, I'd have people operating in the new definition of A&R, right? Artists and research, finding those numbers. And I'm going to come to you with a checkbook. And I'm going to say, I would like to buy that copyright or whatever.
absolutely what's happening.
I'm just saying. So I'm not saying that's what Leor is doing. I'm just saying I
Well, no,
would.
dude, so let's not do this. Let's not pretend like Leor isn't the shrewd businessman that he
He
absolutely
is. I'm just not specifically saying what he's doing. I won't
if it's
do
a,
that.
If it's a smart move from a business perspective, Leor has at the very least had a very deep conversation and considered making that move.
Well, I mean, I do it now.
So,
like I do it now,
course.
and then with this situation that happened, in our family that will put me in this situation, I'm doing it way more now. So that when the light is green, I've spoken to 3. already. I said, hey, I'm watching. I would like to talk to you about this. This is how I'm going to come at you, blah, blah, blah. Totally interested. They're totally down. Okay. Right? All I got to do is 10 or 20 of them at the percentage that I'm going to do. I mean, as long as they keep, generating what they generating. Oh, come on. Passive income all day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I'm doing it on my little tiny little level.
Absolutely. On a global scale, it's absolutely happening.
I might get on them. I might get on there too. But like, now's the time to get into music. And as a matter of fact, submit all your songs and I'll just create some site. freemusicupload.com. It costs you nothing. Shoot, find what's hot and buy into that joint.
I drug us down this path one time, and I'm gonna reference an old episode like you like to do, because I like to copy you sometimes. When I brought up whether or not it was the gatekeeper's responsibility to educate people on what the outcomes of these particular moves were.
Right.
And this is one of those situations where I want to be very careful about saying Leor's being disingenuous, because again, Leor's Leor.
Just say people can be. How about that? Just keep it in general.
Well, we played a clip of a very specific people. So I mean,
but we don't know his motive. We genuinely don't.
We don't. But I will say that in those stances, I think Leor absolutely knows that this isn't the perfect time the way he sold it.
Well, definitely not. If you haven't gotten in by now, it might be too late. Like that part is, I'm not sure what he means by that. I mean, I know how music. I mean,
well, that's the
music and crypto, music and NFT. That merge is happening so fast.
That's the
and becoming a single word. But that doesn't mean you're late.
Well, so what happens? People say, "Hey, if you haven't done it yet,
act now."
People immediately jump.
Right.
Oh man, it might be, and then you rush to it.
Right.
That's how you create that herd.
For sure.
And I feel like that's what's happening. I wish I knew what the motive was and what's actually happened or what's about to launch. There's something behind it. Just because it always is. Like I said, once I left music and got more into the finance world, it happens there all the time. Whenever Jamie Dimon speaks, it's always the antithesis of what's about to happen.
Right. Okay.
And if there are people who worship Jamie Dimon, and he's done some brilliant stuff in the finance industry. He's handled JP Morgan Chase well. But when Jamie Dimon says he doesn't like something, I figure out how the hell to buy it immediately. And I did
because he's trying to dissuade you.
Exactly.
Right.
It's the same. I mean, I'm gonna bring up crypto because you said it. He did that with crypto a few years ago. When he came out and said Bitcoin is trash, we'll never get into that. And then 2 years later, JP Morgan and Chase has a JPM coin. Like, why are they developing blockchain on the back end when he just told us that blockchain and crypto is crap?
Toss be trying that stuff. She'd be coming home with some leftovers from Little Alley steak, and I'd be like, "Oh, what'd you get?" She, you wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you mean? I want to? It's gross. Trust me, I don't even know if I'm gonna finish. I just brought it home because I didn't want to look bad because Leslie brought it for me, but I don't like it.
And then you never touch it.
And then I don't touch it. She be like, nom, 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 nom.
Yeah. And that play on people's unconscious because people trust you. People
what do you call it? Distraction or misdirection?
Misdirection. That's exactly what it is. And I mean, I'm not that disingenuous to do something like that. I mean, I'm straight up, but I'm like, listen, I didn't get enough for you. If you want some, absolutely okay. But I mean, I only got enough for me. I'll go back and get you some more. I like that. I'm not trying to talk you out of even wanting any, but I think that's what this is. We're gonna see a little bit more of whoever Leor's team is behind whatever this push is. And there's gonna probably be some YouTube promotions that are gonna be started humming. That's gonna be some competitions. It's gonna be
Who
some
knows?
stuff.
So all of these things are hypotheses, right? But let's just break down some of the facts so at least you guys can, walk away and know. So yes, it is a great time to pursue a music career in music without having to rely on the majors and getting in through the gatekeepers where it's impossible to get a meeting, impossible to get a call, hard to get somebody to listen to your stuff. You can do so much, if not all of it, really by yourself. All right. So far, Teddy Swims, he's rocking and rolling. I think he may have his distribution through Warner right now. Maybe we can look that up. I'm not sure. But he got to where he is.
If you don't know who he is, find him.
Yeah, look him up. Teddy Swims, dope artist, an example of someone who's an amazing talent, but not everybody knows who the heck Teddy Swims is. Yeah. So, I mean, he's making a living doing what he's doing, don't get me wrong. But he's not a worldwide household name yet.
But let's put this into perspective too. You don't necessarily have to be. I always point out what.
Go there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't mean to step on. your toes.
Cool. Like your meaning of success type of thing.
Well, yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah.
But also, let's get more direct to it. When Ryan Leslie stepped away from all of the stuff that he was doing, he had an opportunity to sign a new deal, and Ryan realized that it didn't make sense. Like, he would go, you would sell 10 million records, you get 25 cents on it,
Right.
and make a quarter of, that 10 million or whatever it is. Or you could sell your records directly, have a direct relationship with your fan base, know who's buying your stuff, know who's actually purchasing your tickets, know where they are specifically, and keep 100% of that. And when he did the math on that, he was making 5 times more outside of the deal.
Right.
So I foresee this being one of those things that, like you said, somebody's going to approach you if you happen to be one of those ones that pop out of the swarm that come, and you'll end up getting sucked into whatever this new model is going to be. Or you can figure out how to push this independent thing to its next level of evolution.
Well, that's part of the problem. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to just keep it 100 with half of y'all right now. One of the biggest problems that majority of you face, if you take even the Ryan Leslie example, even if you take the Teddy Swims example, one of the two of the biggest advantages of getting with a label, whether it be a production company, an established production company, or a major label, you get financing. Yeah, sure, you got to pay it back, but you get that upfront financing, right? A loan, if you will, in advance. But then you get the infrastructure. So you get the all hands on deck. You get your marketing person, you get your PR person, you get your A&R person. They're setting up the thing. They're doing the work for you, ideally, right? That's one of the advantages of it. The reason why more people don't make it independently is not everyone has that work ethic, and not everyone has that work education. Not everyone knows what to do, which in itself takes work and takes effort to try to figure out what to do. Over half of y'all fall off right there. To this day, I still can't believe I'm still hearing the phrases, even within my own circles, of I'm not really all that good on social media. I don't really get all that Instagram and Twitter stuff. As if it's an option. As if it's an option. So that's where how y'all failing out the gate. So yeah, like Leor was saying, it's a great time to get in. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to do the work, if you're not going to educate yourself on how to take advantage of the things that Leor is, selling with such glitz and glamour, whatever, he's not talking to you. No one's talking to you. So it's almost, you can't even talk further than that, to be honest with you, if you don't get past that. Like that's step one. That's step one where the majority of y'all fail. Oh, you look like you was about to say something.
I wasn't. No.
I'm sorry. That was just a between the eyes moment, man. Just had to give it
I
to
thought you
y'all
was about to
straight
start
and raw.
preaching. I was going to break the organ out. A little bit of that. I don't want to make this a thing where I'm attacking your work ethic. I'm not about to get on anybody about anything.
Now, see, am I attacking?
No. I'm saying I'm not because that's normally what Johnny would do.
Oh,
As a
okay. I was
piggyback.
like, come on.
I'm saying Johnny's not going to do what Johnny normally does in a situation like this when we have these kind of conversations.
Right.
All I'm going to say is be weary of.
You're going to be the I in life. You're going to be inspiring. Go for it, Johnny. As much as that makes you throw up in your mouth. Go ahead.
I want to give you caution. I want to give you pause. Be weary of a powerful person in a powerful medium welcoming you with open arms, making it seem like there's nothing attached to it. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Lion, witch in the wardrobe.
Yeah. I like that.
That Turkish delight ain't free.
It's I remember when I was bright-eyed and I thought I was gonna be the next Timbaland and it was everything seemed like everybody's inviting you to parties and come work here and come do all this stuff, and it felt like it was gonna be exactly what I dreamed it was gonna be, and then I got behind the curtain and saw like we always talk about what you find out that it actually takes.
Saw the pimples on the booty.
Exactly. Yeah, boy, that'll make you. I can't say what I was about to say.
Boomerang.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, New Jack City. Yeah, New Jack City. New Jack City. You saw the hammer time in the shoe.
just know that there's gonna be some stuff that's attached to it, and I mean, I don't want to be a dead horse by saying do your research on it to find out what it is.
But do your research and find out what it is.
If it's really what you want to do and you really want to chase a music career per se, do it. Just know that the traditional method of following a music career, becoming an artist, becoming a songwriter, isn't the only way anymore. Dr. Dre made $5 million last year off of producing Grand Theft Auto music or something like that. Like, I don't know what it was. Like there's other stuff you can do. Like you got some of my favorite producers. David Banner is one of my favorite producers. he went a minute where he didn't make music for anybody. He was just doing stuff for TV. Like alternative methods that come with the same level of risks and also the same lessening of expense are out there with a faster track to whatever your definition of success could actually be, without the potential of some loophole catching you right here,
Right.
too late before you can get out of it. Because I see this as a trap, dude.
People
Like,
laugh at me with WOM massage. WOM is word of mouth, word of mouth massage. I make a pretty penny with that, by the way. I'm just letting you know. But half the clients that I get, they know me from music. So
I can't, and I mean, I would never hate on it. I laugh at it, but I laugh at it because I know you. But I don't laugh at it from the aspect
Horrible.
of. I mean, I know you, man. Kendrick said the same thing. We know you, but it's one of those things where you found a skill, you filled a need, and people are happy to pay you for it, and that's
There it is.
You can't knock that if it's generating revenue. But if somebody tells you that it's not going to cost you a lot of money to do something, first of all, that's to be the first time. Say, all right, it's going to cost me something. What is it going to be if it's not going to be cash? So I'm just putting that out there. Like I said, I got a lot of respect for Leo, but I think I think it's almost in poor taste for him to deliver it in that type of context where it feels more smoke and mirror.
yeah, like it's an open invitation.
Yeah.
But anyway, but at this point, you guys, you lost your excuse. So now you know. All right, so now you know. So you can take what Leo is saying, but now you can take it with knowledge and with context. And again, you just have to be clear because people hear things, they will only hear things. We're not saying Leo was lying. We're not saying he's misleading. We're not saying he's being unscrupulous. We're not saying any of that. All we're saying is that he just gave you the muffy top, not the whole muffin,
The fupa.
which is what we're doing. We're just giving you the whole muffin.
Said that.
I didn't even know what you said, so maybe just don't repeat it. All right, so look, that's it, man. It's just cut and dry to the point today. Hopefully, I know for a fact there's one person out there that this probably helped, but hopefully it was more than that. We appreciate you guys. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your support. As always, tell a friend, share, subscribe. We're going to get to that 1 million. Say it with me, 1 million.
1 million subscribers in
2023. All right, everything that you want to find about us is on Life on Pod. I don't know why I do that all the time. I go like this at the end. I'm like, hey, dude. That's so stupid.
It's that 90s hip hop thing.
No, that's like boom, boom, boom. Yo, we're at lifeonpodcast.com. That's where you can get to our YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, wherever you want to go. To go to lifeonmusic.com or lifeonpodcast.com, or you can binge on the latest 10 episodes. They're up on there as well. Yep. Johnny, where can they find you,
Just Johnny
sir?
Von, JUSTJONY VAN on your social media platforms.
If y'all want to hang out with me personally, you can do so at stonestafford.com, and you can reach me on any of my platforms right there. We love y'all. We are out. Be smart about investing in music, and if you do it, just work your butt off and be smart about it, and we truly wish you the best. We're out here. We love y'all. Peace.
So back to what I was saying. What I was saying.